My name is Matthew O'Brien. I'm a junior in the Applied Investment Management program at Marquette University. I will be covering Nicolet Bankshares, ticker NCBS, a part of Domestic Financials. Nicolet Bank currently operates 36 branches throughout Wisconsin, northern Michigan, and the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. They offer brokerage services for individuals and businesses along with lending and deposit gathering. A majority of their loans stem from real estate investments. Currently, Nicolet holds nearly 21% of Wisconsin's total deposit volume. They were founded in 2000 and are headquartered in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Nicolet Bankshares has seen exceptional growth since their inception in 2000. Since their inception of 2000, their shareholders have received a return of over 750% compared to the S&P index of nearly 250%. Since their 2016 IPO, the stock has returned at a 20.2% CAGR. Their net income is growing 12.84% year over year since 2017. Their loans have grown 17.22% year over year. In the last 9 years, they have been seeking value through acquisitions. Through their many acquisitions, they have had great success, having 9 successful acquisitions since 2013. They're successfully gaining market share throughout Wisconsin and Michigan and currently hold nearly 21% of Wisconsin's entire deposit volume as a community bank. They look to have a future in fintech, as this is where the CEO sees this industry going. They provide digital services such as mobile deposit, automated bill payment, and wire transfers, and are looking to get further into this space. They recently hired Kelly Fisher as their Chief Innovation Officer, specifically to look over innovation, fintech, and investments. Overall, I think the stock is a buy with a price target of $124, representing an upside of 30%. Out of Nicolet's 9 acquisitions in the last 8 years, they've successfully acquired 4 companies in the last 3 years. In 2019, they added Chase Bank, which added $457 million in assets, $348 million in loans, $289 million in deposits, and added 1 net new branch. Advantage Bank, which was successfully acquired in 2020, added $172 million in assets, $88 million in loans, deposits of $141 million, and 4 new branches. Acquisitions between Choice and Advantage Bank were to gain share in the greater Oshkosh area of Wisconsin. In 2021, Nicolet successfully acquired both County Bank and Mackinac Bank in the same year, proving their success and ability to integrate companies into operations. Nicolet has a future in M&A activity, as Mike Daniels believes in growth through acquisitions and has proven to done so. Future acquisitions entering the fintech space are likely for Nicolet in the future. Damn. Recently, the Federal Reserve Bank announced a 25 basis point rate hike after 2 years of near zero interest rates. In 2020, the COVID pandemic forced the Fed to lower interest rates in an emergency to near zero in an attempt to revive the economy as it was shut down from COVID. Fed predicts 6 more rate hikes this year, including the possibility of a 50 basis point hike. Their target rate is 2.5% by the end of 2023. Higher interest rates increase the spread between interest-earning and interest-bearing assets, increasing profitability. The aggressive tightening of monetary policy will benefit Nicolet Bankshares. Due to this easy monetary policy the last couple of years, inflation is reaching a 40-year high. Inflation impacts the 10-year Treasury rate, which is the basis rate for all mortgage loans. Nicolet Bankshares currently holds over $1 billion in floating rate loans that are directly affected by these rising interest rates. Over the next couple years, Nicolet can see an increase in profitability due to these interest rate hikes. The global fintech market is expected to grow at a 26.27% CAGR through 2026. Nicolet currently offers a variety of digital banking services such as mobile deposit, automated bill payment, and wire transfers. They are actively identifying ways to create value through digital banking as they are completely aware that this is the direction the financial industry is headed. They recently hired Kelly Fisher as the Chief Innovation Officer. She was recently Chief Operating Officer at competitor Bank First. Kelly is responsible for overseeing information technology, innovation, and financial technology investments. With nearly 21% of Wisconsin's deposit volume, Nicolet can definitely go into the financial technology industry with success with Wisconsin's customer base. To reach an intrinsic value for Nicolet Bankshares, a 5-year excess equity model was created. Using a terminal growth rate of 1.5% and a cost of equity of 5.94%, an intrinsic value of $158.89 was reached. Using sensitivity analysis of the terminal growth rate and cost of equity plus or minus 100 basis points ranged from $119.96 to $284.69. Additionally, a price-to-earnings multiple valuation was created using a weighted average peer multiple of 10.04x, resulting in a relative valuation of $56.70. The price-to-earnings multiple is very depressed given their recent acquisitions from 2019 to 2021, as they were focusing more on acquisitions than profitability and earnings. Finally, a price-to-book multiple valuation was calculated using a weighted average peer multiple of 1.17x, resulting in a relative value of $97.36. By weighing these models 50, 10, 40, between excess equity, price to earnings, and price to book, respectively, a price target of $124.06 was reached, representing an upside of 30.23%. Some of the risks in Nicolet Bankshares operations are large banks, COVID-19, and lack of economic growth. Risks involved with large banks include loss of customers to banks that can provide a wider variety of services and leverage more resources to provide a cheaper experience for the customer. The risk that comes with COVID-19 is another outbreak in the U.S. forcing us to go to more lockdowns. While this is unlikely, it's possible that the economy slows down for a period of time while we would have to let COVID subside. A third risk is the general lack of economic growth. As the economy heals from the pandemic, there is an aggressive shift in monetary policy between very loose and very tight. With this shift, it may lead to a recessionary environment. Also, if inflation fails to subside, customers will have less discretionary income and discretionary loans. Part of Nicolet's management team is Mike Daniels, President and CEO. Mike Daniels was a former chairman for UFS, a data services company. Daniels co-founded Nicolet with Robert Atwell in 2000. Robert Atwell is the chairman and founding CEO of Nicolet Bank. Prior to founding Nicolet, he worked at a community bank in Milwaukee and studied at Yale School of Management. Phil Moore, Nicolet's chief financial officer, served as an accountant and auditor for community banks. He recently served as Southeast U.S. market leader for Whipfly. Thank you all for taking the time to listen to my presentation on Nicolet Bankshares. For further questions, please email matthew.o'brien@marquette.edu. Live Q&A session will take place in the Applied Investment Management Room on March 25th at 1 o'clock p.m. Thank you.